I came home early from a business trip to surprise my husband. Instead, I found rose petals leading to our bedroom. My heart pounded as I pushed the door open. He sat on the bed, holding another woman's hand. But before I could speak, she smiled and said, "Finally. We can tell her the truth." My husband looked at me and whispered, "I never wanted you to find out this way." What he revealed made me question everything. I never thought I'd be writing something like this here. I read the stories, sure. I even felt bad for people, but I always told myself, that'll never be me. I thought my life was solid. I thought he was solid. But now I'm sitting here shaking, still trying to understand what I walked into a few nights ago. I'm 42. I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Married to my husband Mark for 15 years. No kids, our choice. We've always had what I thought was a good marriage. Not perfect, but we were steady. We had a rhythm. Coffee in the mornings, texts during the day, Friday night movies at home. We talked about retirement like it was just around the corner. We talked about maybe buying a little cabin near Black Mountain to spend weekends at when we got older. I believed every word. Mark works in landscaping. Owns a small business with his brother. I work in tech sales. I travel a few times a month. It's not glamorous, but it pays well. I had a short trip to Atlanta last week. It was only supposed to be for 3 days. Day 2 into the trip, my meetings got pushed. Everything I was scheduled to do could be handled over Zoom, so I figured I'd come home a day early. Surprise him. Maybe we could grab a late dinner, do something spontaneous. It had been a while since we had. I didn't tell him I was coming home. I wanted it to be fun. I stopped by our favorite Thai place on the way from the airport. Got his favorite, drunken noodles, extra spicy. It was around 7:45 when I pulled into the driveway. The house was dark, except for a dim light coming from the bedroom window. At first, I thought nothing of it. But the moment I stepped into the house, I knew something was off. There was music playing. Soft. A little jazzy. Not something he usually listens to. Then I saw it, rose petals. They were scattered from the living room floor, a little trail heading toward our bedroom. At first, I actually smiled. I thought maybe he had planned something for me. I mean, I was surprising him, maybe he had a surprise for me too. It didn't cross my mind that anything could be wrong. Not yet. I followed the petals slowly, my heart actually fluttering. The Thai food bag in my hand felt heavy all of a sudden. The door to our bedroom was half closed. I pushed it open. And that's when everything just stopped. Mark was sitting on the edge of our bed, holding someone's hand. A woman's hand. She was sitting next to him. Smiling. Calm. Like I had just walked into a casual brunch, not into the middle of my life burning down. She looked up at me, smiled again, and said, "Finally. We can tell her the truth. Not sorry. Not whoops. Not even surprised. Just. Finally." I remember staring at her. Then at Mark. Then back at her. My voice caught in my throat. My ears were ringing. I didn't understand. Mark looked like he'd been punched in the stomach, but at the same time, there was this weird look on his face. Like relief? I still don't know what to make of it. He said, "I never wanted you to find out this way." That was it. Not even a full sentence explaining anything. Just that. I finally asked, "Who is she?" She answered before he could. "I'm Lisa. We've been seeing each other for almost a year now. He loves me." I swear my legs nearly gave out. Almost a year? That would mean this had started around the time we went to that marriage retreat in Gatlinburg. The one where we sat in circles and talked about communication and intimacy. The one I thought helped us. I didn't say anything. I just stood there like an idiot, holding a bag of Thai food, with my heart splitting in two. Mark stood up and tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. I asked again, a year? He nodded. Didn't even try to deny it. I looked at Lisa. She didn't look like some other woman stereotype. She wasn't dressed provocatively. She looked normal. Brown hair, a navy sweater, jeans. Like someone you'd see in line at Target. I finally asked, why? Mark sat down again, rubbed his face like he was tired of hiding. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. I didn't know how to tell you. He said things had been missing between us. That he didn't feel seen. That I was too busy with work. That she made him feel alive again. I wanted to scream. Throw something. But I couldn't. I just stood there. Numb. Lisa reached out like she was going to touch my arm and said, "We were going to tell you. We thought maybe you'd be okay with it." That's when I finally snapped. Okay with it? Okay with you sneaking around my house? My marriage? They both went quiet. I dropped the food on the floor and walked out. I didn't cry until I got to the car. I sat in the driveway, crying so hard my chest hurt. I haven't gone back. It's been 5 days. I'm staying with my sister in Hendersonville right now. I haven't spoken to Mark again. He's texted. Called. Left voicemails. Says he wants to talk. I can't bring myself to answer. I keep thinking about every single thing we did together over the last year. Every laugh. Every movie night. Every Sunday breakfast. All while he was living a second life behind my back. I've started gathering stuff from friends to prepare for divorce. It feels surreal. Like I'm living someone else's life. But the worst part? The absolute worst part? I don't know if I ever really knew him. I don't know if anything he said was ever true. And now I'm sitting in this quiet room, just trying to figure out who I am without him. So I wasn't planning to post an update yet, but something happened 2 nights ago that completely flipped the table again. It's been a week since I walked in on Mark and Lisa. I'm still at my sister's place. She's been great, making space for me, cooking meals, keeping me company. But there's only so much she can do. At night, I lay in her guest room staring at the ceiling, wondering what the hell happened to my life. Mark kept texting. He started with "I'm sorry" and "please talk to me," then it turned into "you're blowing this out of proportion and we need to talk like adults." I didn't respond. Then the messages stopped. For 2 days. I thought maybe he gave up. I was wrong. He showed up. It was around 8 p.m. I was sitting on the porch, scrolling through my phone. I wasn't expecting anyone, so when I saw headlights pull into the driveway, my stomach sank. It was him. He got out of his truck, holding a plastic container, like he had brought dinner. My sister's dog started barking like crazy. I froze. My sister wasn't home. I was alone. He walked up slowly, like I was a deer he didn't want to spook. "Can we please talk?" he said. I didn't answer. I need to explain," he said. So I let him talk. And what he told me changed everything. It wasn't supposed to be serious. He said Lisa was just someone to talk to at first. That they met through a client. She was getting landscaping done for her Airbnb property outside Asheville. She was just easy to talk to, he said. Then it became more. But I never planned to leave you. Then why the hell was she in our bed? He claimed Lisa pressured him into telling me. Said she got tired of being the other woman and gave him an ultimatum. Either tell me, or she would. So he planned the night. The rose petals. The truth reveal. It was never about romance. It was about control. You were never supposed to come home early, he said. I was going to break it off with her. But she said if I didn't tell you by the end of the week, she would. I didn't know whether to laugh or throw up. He wasn't trying to save our marriage. He was trying to save himself. Then came the twist. That would have been bad enough. But then he dropped the real bomb. "She's pregnant," he said. I stared at him, waiting for the punchline. But there wasn't one. "She told me a few days ago. I didn't even know how to tell you. So let me get this straight, he cheated on me for a year. Brought her into my bed. Lied to me every single day. And now she's pregnant?" I felt like I was outside of my body. He said he didn't know if it was true yet. That she just told him, and he hasn't seen proof. But he looked scared. Real scared. "I don't want to lose you," he said. "This was a mistake. You're my wife. I love you." That's when I lost it. "You love me? After all this? You love me?" I don't even remember what I said after that. I was yelling. Crying. Shaking. At one point I told him to leave and never come back. He tried to apologize again, but I slammed the door. He stood outside for a while. I could see him pacing from the window. Eventually, he left. And then Lisa called me. Yes, you read that right. The next day, I got a call from an unknown number. I don't usually answer those, but something told me I should. It was her. "Hi," she said. "I'm sorry to call, but we need to talk." I almost hung up, but then she said something that stopped me cold. "I think you need to know what he's really been doing." So yeah, Lisa called me. I sat there for a good minute just listening to her breathe through the phone. I couldn't believe she had the nerve to call me. She said, "I know you hate me. You should. But I'm not calling to make excuses. I just think you deserve to know the full truth." I almost didn't listen. But curiosity? Or maybe a need to confirm that Mark was truly not the man I thought he was? That kept me on the line. She started slowly. Her voice didn't shake. She was calm. Weirdly calm. "I'm not actually pregnant," she said. My stomach flipped. She continued, "I told him that because I thought he was trying to ghost me. And I needed him to be honest with you. I needed him to choose." I sat in silence. "He made me believe he was going to leave you. That he wanted to leave you. He said you were cold, that you didn't care about him anymore, that you only cared about your job." It felt like someone took a knife and just dragged it slowly across my chest. Lisa said, "He promised me a future. Told me we'd travel, start a family, maybe buy a place up in Boone." Wait. Boone? That's the same damn town Mark and I used to talk about retiring to. That little cabin dream? He recycled it. She went on. "And then last week, he started ghosting me. Pulling away. I only came to your house because I knew he wouldn't tell you. I thought maybe if you knew, he'd finally stop lying to both of us." That's when I asked her something that had been burning a hole in my chest. "Did you ever sleep in our bed before that night?" She didn't answer right away. "Yes," she said. "Twice. When you were out of town." I felt sick. Like truly, physically sick. I hung up. I couldn't listen anymore. But about 10 minutes later, I got a text from Lisa. It was a screenshot of a conversation between her and another woman. A woman named Alyssa. "Now I know what you're thinking, who's Alyssa?" I was thinking the same. The texts were from last month. Lisa messaged Alyssa with something like, "Hey, sorry to bother you, but are you still seeing Mark?" "Alyssa, you mean Mark from Highland Lawn Services?" "Why?" "Lisa, because I am too. And I think we're being lied to." They went back and forth. Comparing dates. Messages. Pictures. Turns out, Mark wasn't just cheating on me with Lisa. He was cheating on Lisa with Alyssa. And possibly more. And here's the kicker, He was telling Alyssa that Lisa was just a crazy client who kept trying to get close to him. He called her a stalker. He told Alyssa I was cold, but Lisa was unhinged. And now? Now I think Mark is a full-on compulsive liar. Not just a cheater. Not just a manipulator. But someone who's built a whole damn house of cards out of lies and women. And I lived with him for 15 years. How did I miss this? How do you live with someone for that long and not see it? My sister says people like him are good at hiding. But I'm not sure anymore. I think I just didn't want to see. I'm supposed to meet with a lawyer next week. And I blocked his number. Again. But part of me knows this isn't over. Guys like Mark don't just disappear quietly. And I'm starting to wonder what else he's hiding. I haven't gone through our bank statements yet. Or his work truck. Or the safe in the basement. And if he was lying to 3 women, what if there's more? I didn't plan it. I wasn't trying to start a war. But sometimes, the truth doesn't wait for a quiet moment. It all came to a head this past Sunday. Mark texted again, from a new number, after I blocked his last one. He said he deserved a chance to explain everything. He wanted to meet one last time. His words, not mine. I agreed. But I wasn't going alone. My sister came with me. She sat outside the cafe we chose downtown, neutral ground. I didn't trust myself to be in a room with him without backup. And honestly, I didn't trust him either. He showed up 10 minutes late. Of course. Wearing that same gray jacket I got him for our anniversary 3 years ago. He sat down, started talking like we were just 2 people going through a rough patch. I messed up, he said. But we've been together too long to throw it all away. I just stared at him. So I said, how many others, Mark? Was it just Lisa and Alyssa? Or are there more? He froze. Then came the denial. It wasn't like that. Alyssa was just. I don't even know how she got involved. Wrong answer. I pulled out my phone and slid it across the table. Open. With screenshots from both Lisa and Alyssa. Their conversations. Their timelines. His texts to them. Pictures. All of it. I watched his face drop. I wasn't going to do this, I said. But you don't get to lie to me anymore. You don't get to spin your little stories and hide behind other people. Then came the shift. He got defensive. So what? I made mistakes. You were never home. You were always working. You checked out of this marriage years ago. I could feel the heat rise in my face. Don't you dare blame this on me, I said. I was building a life for us. I was holding everything together while you were screwing women in our bed. Voices were raised now. People at nearby tables turned. A waitress hovered awkwardly nearby, unsure if she should step in. Then, the most surreal thing happened. Lisa walked in. I had no idea she was coming. But apparently, she and my sister had been talking. And Lisa? She wanted her own answers too. She walked up to the table, looked right at Mark, and said, "You told me she was abusive. That she hit you once. That she drank too much. That she cheated first." I blinked. I looked at her. What? Mark looked like someone dumped ice water on him. Lisa turned to me and said, "I didn't believe it. Not anymore." But that's what he said. That he was the victim. The cafe was silent. You could hear silverware clink in the back. One woman nearby was watching us wide-eyed, her hand frozen mid-bite of salad. Mark stood up. "You two planned this." I stood up too. "No. You built this. One lie at a time." He tried to walk out. Lisa followed him. They argued just outside the door, nothing loud, but I saw her crying. My sister came in and sat beside me. She didn't say anything. she didn't have to. The aftermath. Mark hasn't tried to contact me since. Lisa messaged once, to say she's seeing a therapist now. That she feels ashamed. That she wishes she could take it all back. I told her I don't hate her. I really don't. She was lied to just like I was. In some twisted way, we were both victims of the same man. As for me? I filed for divorce this week. I cleared out the house. Moved the last of my things into a small place I'm renting temporarily. It's quiet. It's lonely. But at least it's mine. I haven't told many people what happened, just a few close friends. But word's getting around. His business is taking a hit. Some of the women whose yards he worked on? They're starting to put things together too. One of them even emailed me. I don't think I've heard the last of Mark's lies. Resolution and reflection. Sometimes I wake up at night and forget I'm alone. I reach over and the bed's empty, and it all rushes back in. Other times, I sit with my coffee and feel oddly calm. Like I'm finally breathing clean air after years of choking on something I didn't even know was poisonous. I don't know if I believe in love anymore. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I do know this: I'd rather be alone in the truth than loved in a lie.